Hello and good day, my beautiful friend. It's your boy King Gabriel here again. Today's topic is giving yourself permission, right? That's an expression that's used a lot these days and in the very recent past. And you see people say things like, you're giving yourself a permission slip, etc. But what's really meant by giving yourself permission? And I want to go a bit deeper into this, deeper than most people may have thought about. Okay? The expression itself, giving yourself permission, is seen as allowing yourself the capability to do something, giving yourself the all right to do something. And some people think permission slips are things like, and this is just the categories it can look like or appear to come in. Some people might drink alcohol and then it gives them permission to express how they really feel because all of that has been blocked up, and then as soon as they drink that liquid courage, as they call it, all of a sudden they could express anything they need to. They're telling people, I love you, or they're fighting with people if they're really angry or whatever, and that sort of stuff comes out, right? And that's just, afterwards you could say, oh, it was the alcohol, right? So that was the permission to do what you really wanted to do or be who you really wanted to be because the inhibitions are finally gone, all right? And that's how we see things. Then you have other people who will take different types of things, but the end result is the same. They're allowed to do whatever they need to do, right? Some people might go see a doctor to hear a certain thing, so then they have permission to be a certain way. But let's think about this a bit deeper now. Giving yourself permission. And you heard how I said it. The only thing that you ever have to give, because you are the only thing there is yourself. So you are giving yourself for each mission, an undertaking or a vocation or some task that you take on. So let's read that out again. You're giving yourself, which is the only thing you have to give for the mission, for the undertaking. What I mean by that is this. You are a spiritual being. You are all there is. You create the things that you experience around you. Some may agree, some may disagree. Does not matter at this point. Let's just deal with it from this perspective. When you are creating, what you create with is everything that's around you. Some would call that the universe. Some would call it God because God is inside and out. Some would call it spirit. Some would call it the higher self. Doesn't matter what we call it. The energy that is creating, right, is a part of you. So all you can really ever give to anything is actually yourself. Money is yourself. Love is yourself. All these things that seem physical and non-physical are parts of yourself. To deny them is to deny yourself, right? They're all in your mind. They're all a part of your experience. So therefore, what you're actually giving in any instance, and we could go on debating about this, but what you're giving in any instance is actually yourself. To hate anything is to hate yourself. The energy that you use to put out there is actually going to be energy that must be reflected to you because it is part of you. To hate anything is to have doubt about yourself. So back to what I'm saying. Giving yourself permission. You are giving what you have, what you actually have for the undertaking that you're going to have, right? Or that you're about to experience or that you decided you're experiencing. When you give yourself to that mission, what happens is you start experiencing what that looks like. That is the experience of it. You gave yourself, now you're getting to be in the experience of what it looks like to have that, right? But you already had it. It's not something new that came. It's something that you already summed up, imagined, and processed, and then allowed to come into form and into expression. So it doesn't matter whether you drink or smoke or do whatever you do to have the excuse for it to be that way. The truth about it is it's your mind that does it and allows it to be that way. But you give yourself the opportunity to do that by saying yes to it through taking something that almost feels like it blocks out the reasons for not doing it. Right? But it's still you. It is you. And all of it is you. So I just wanted to mention that with regard to giving permission, right? Giving yourself permission, because a lot of people tend to put the cause for everything, yet again, outside of the self, outside of what they define as the self. Like they think that the body is the self, and then everything that takes place outside here is not the self. The self is not limited to the body. The self is all of the experience. The body that you inhabit is as much a part of the entire experience as is, let's say, the phone in front of you, the camera in front of you, the picture, the wall. All of it is part of the same thing. To think that because you perceive from this thing means that you are it is the same as saying that when you're driving in your car and you're looking out the windows, that you are the car. You're not a car and you know that, right? So why say that you are this? You don't need a permission slip is what I'm saying. The permission slip comes from you, and you decide what the mission is going to be. You take it on. You decide whether you're going to express yourself a specific way or not. It's much better to have conscious control. And when I say control, I don't mean in an egocentric way. Control as in a way that allows you to feel connected to all that is around you and know that you're part of an organism that is one thing, one loving thing, than to think that you're outside of it, watching it and trying to manipulate it to get it to do what you need it to do through all these different means that, well, most people try to, right? So I hope that speaks to somebody, and that you could really grasp that all the permission slips that you have, all the things that you tell other people, well, blame it on the alcohol and all that stuff, that's funny for a little while. It's an excuse. It's an excuse for not stepping up and accepting the power that you really have and that you are. Right? You are it. There is nothing that's trying to get you. There's no one out there that's trying to do anything to you except by your own creation. Right? You're the one. You're the one. That's it. You're the one. Right? So I give you permission right now to think about that for a while and see what you can do with that. Make the best of your life based on that information. Right? Eternal love and infinite peace.